Alright, let's dive into this wild story that's been making the rounds online. Imagine moving into a new apartment, only to find out you're living in the former home of a celebrity. And not just any celebrity, but Jason Sudeikis, the guy behind Ted Lasso. But here's the twist. You realize it because you start getting his mail. That's exactly what happened to Taylor Palmby, a mental health counselor and content creator in NYC. Personally, I think this story is fascinating because it's such a bizarre collision of everyday life and Hollywood. Like, who would have thought your mail could become a ticket to meeting a star? What makes this really interesting is how Taylor handled the situation. Instead of just tossing the mail or ignoring it, she took it upon herself to become a makeshift postal ambassador for Jason Sudeikis. I mean, she got mail from the Writers Guild, the Producers Guild, and even award screeners, stuff that's clearly important. In my opinion, her decision to take responsibility for getting it to him says a lot about her character. It's not just about the mail, it's about the principle of doing the right thing, even when it's not your problem. But here's where it gets even crazier. Taylor didn't just sit around waiting for Jason to magically appear. She took to social media, posting videos about the situation. And the response? Insane. People were sliding into her DMs claiming connections to Jason. Cousins, exes, you name it. It was like she accidentally tapped into this hidden network of Jason Sudeikis fans and acquaintances. From my perspective, this highlights how social media can shrink the world in the most unexpected ways. One minute you're dealing with someone's mail, the next you're part of a viral story. What many people don't realize is that this story also sheds light on how celebrities' lives intersect with ours in ways we don't always see. Jason Sudeikis probably never imagined his old apartment would become a plot point in someone else's life. And Taylor, who's just a regular person, suddenly found herself at the Ted Lasso premiere, handing over his mail. If you take a step back and think about it, it's a reminder that fame doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's woven into the fabric of everyday life, sometimes in the most mundane ways. Now, let's talk about Jason's reaction. When Taylor finally met him, he apparently said he didn't even recognize the apartment. A detail I find fascinating is how detached celebrities can become from their past homes. I mean, this was his place, but it's like it's already a distant memory for him. What this really suggests is how quickly life moves for people in the spotlight. One minute it's your home, the next it's just a footnote in your story. This whole situation also raises a deeper question. What does it mean to own a space? Taylor's now living in a place that holds history, Jason's history. Does that change how she feels about the apartment? Does it make it more special, or just weirder? Personally, I think it adds a layer of intrigue. It's not just a random apartment in Manhattan. It's a place where someone famous once lived, laughed, and maybe even wrote parts of Ted Lasso. And speaking of Ted Lasso, let's not forget the timing of all this. Jason recently opened up about almost not returning for season 4 because he felt Ted's story was complete. He didn't want to force it just for the money. In my opinion, that's a rare stance in Hollywood, where franchises often get dragged out until they're unrecognizable. It shows integrity, and it makes me respect him even more. So, what's the takeaway here? For me, it's about the unexpected connections we make in life. Taylor didn't set out to meet Jason Sudeikis. She just wanted to do the right thing with his mail. But in the process, she ended up with a story she'll probably tell for the rest of her life. It's a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary actions can lead to the most extraordinary outcomes. And hey, if you're ever in a situation like this, maybe don't just toss the mail. You never know where it might take you. What do you think? Would you have gone to such lengths to return someone's mail? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear your thoughts.